Alrighty, guys, so we finally made it to the reading log, and yes, I am reusing dividers from another Happy Planner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak some of these notes pages. Again, this is a Hemlock and Oak printable. I did print it in a large format and put it in a big size Happy Planner. There's a whole video on that. Basically, like, I feel the need to say it every time, though, because I know most of yous are like, that's not a Hemlock and Oak, and it's like, yes, it is. It's the printable. I love it, though, because I love disc-bound planners, but I'm in love with this Hemlock and Oak planner. So it's like the best of both worlds. So let's see here. We are going to start building that reading list, a reading tracker. I'm just counting out the squares right here. So of course the last column is going to be the rating. So of course, 5 stars. So that was 5. And I'm thinking with the dates here, I was just going to do 4, but I think, yeah, we're just going to give them one more. Well, what the heck? Okay, just do 5 and 5. And now that leads to question here is, how many of these things do I have left? I don't really know. Okay, so I'm thinking if I would have counted correctly here, there should be 26, which, I could just divide directly down the center and give it 13. I almost feel like I need more room for the title. But then again, some people have like really long names. And I write really big too. So, let's see here. We're slowly counting it out as we go across. So let's see here. I can probably figure out, like, can I write my name in here? And it seems like 12. So I'm going to give 12 for the author, which, let's see if my counting was right. And yeah, so it is about 26. So I don't know, guys. I can't count. I'm sleep deprived. So okay, let's see here. Let's get this micro on 5. Something outside the window caught my eyes. I'm sorry. It just kind of got me. There's been weird stuff happening around here lately. Okay, so I'm just going to use my little fancy script and write reading log across the page. It's not like exactly centered. I don't really care if it is. And let's go ahead and label these. So I got date, I got title. Let's go ahead and write an author. And of course the last one is rating. Now the size 1 microns, whenever you write them, they don't smear. I don't know if it's because this one pumps out more ink, longer dry time. I don't know, but I'm always terrified of smearing this one, so that's why I'm working around the page very gingerly, making sure that my hand does not lay anywhere near. So that's why, see, the hand is way up in the air. Nowhere near the ink on the paper. And I am in love with this paper that I printed this on. I do have that listed down in the description. It's some type of laser paper from HP. This stuff is beautiful. It's nice and smooth, and I love the fact that there's like no ghosting. There's no ghosting or bleeding through. So it's nice with all the markers and the thick pens. And God, I got it. Okay, so yep, see, so we have a little smear, but like back in the day, that would have drove me crazy. And I don't know if it's just from planning for so many years, but I'm just like, whatever. Okay, so I want to do something new this year, so I'm gonna try this out. And I'm just taking this mild liner. I believe this is beige, and I outline the rectangle first, and then I kind of fill it in with the chisel end, and then I go back to the bullet end. And what I do is I kind of create like a wood grain texture by adding lines, dots, and sometimes just like slashes. like look at the table behind me, so like that kind of thing, like the little circles would be the knots, and then you got the lines and stuff swirling around them. And there we go. So we got a wood plank that says reading log. And what the heck color am I gonna use for my label bars? Like, I want to do brown, but then I feel like it's like too much brown, and I don't think I use gray at all for any of my stars. So let's go ahead and label them with the gray. I mean, I could have did olive. I could have did an olive green. That would have looked nice too. But you know, I'm feeling neutral. And okay, so if you don't want to, go through all this, Passion Planner does provide a book tracker, a reading log. Um, I guess it should have been a book tracker, huh? Oh well, it's a reading list, and they do provide this for free on their website. You just got to go to the downloads, and the only thing that drives me crazy about these is they have like this weird thing on the end. So like if you have dark washi, and I do find like dark washi that has like foiling in it, it covers up all of that ink and instructions and stuff. So then this way you don't have to cut the page, because if you cut the page, then you're going to be, cutting into where it says date. So I just kind of roll over that edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. That little bit of white space is going to blend in with the pages behind it. And then I just stick it in the punch. I'm hoping this is lined up. And there you go, guys. You got a nice little shiny book tracker. So, like I said, you could either just print it out like this. I do know for sure Passion Planner has them for free on their website. If you have another book tracker, feel free to use it. But, or you could just make one like we just did at the beginning of this. And now we're going to get into the fun part. And you kind of already know what I'm building here. And I know when the page is naked, it's going to look really weird. So I'm going to show you this year's, the 2023 version of this in my current planner, just so that you can see what it looks like once you start filling it in. And I believe it's 15 squares. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. And technically we're building shelves, guys. And I don't worry about the lines being straight at all on these. They're, I want it to look like a rustic bookshelf. So, wood's not, it's not going to be perfectly straight. We're not machines, we're humans. Okay, so these are handmade shelves. And this one only has 14 at the top, but you do have that extra white space up there, so it doesn't mess with the sticker when you put it in. So I don't really worry about that. But that's why I start at the bottom and work my way up the page. And again, I'm taking that chisel tip and we're just filling in the rectangles here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, if there's some white space, go ahead and leave it. We'll fill that in with the bullet tip when we start making the wood grain texture. And again, I'm just doing some like little swirls and half circles and circles and swirls and dashes. It's why I love this method right here. The very first reading tracker that I made, I like overcomplicated it. And I mean, it was gorgeous. It was very artistic, but again, the more simple you can make these, the more likely you are to keep up with it. Because, if you go on a reading frenzy, you're going to have to make more of these pages. And, if it's in the middle of the week and you don't really got time to spend like an hour or two on one of these, you're not going to make it. And then you're going to forget to list your book. And I mean, you know how it goes. Like, once you forget to list one thing, then you're like, just forget it. It's ruined. So, yeah, that's my inner voice right there. So, I do try to keep this as simple as possible. Because, I mean, this is really like no effort at all, guys. I'm drawing a tan rectangle and counting 15 blocks and drawing another tan rectangle, and you don't even have to draw all tan rectangles at once. You know, if you're really in a hurry, just count 14 blocks down, draw a rectangle, and then, like I said, the other two have 15 in between them because there is no extra white space. And, you know, stick your book in there. It'll all make sense. It's gonna make sense once you see what it looks like when you start putting the book stickers in. Uh, but I mean, like, you could even do this. I guess that would make sense. That's gonna make sense more once you actually see what it looks like with the book. So I'll give you another alternative there, because I do know that like not everybody has a Sprocket printer. I do highly recommend them. They are wonderful. That is one of my favorite planner purchases that I've ever made. And I mean, I know it threw fits in a video like 2 videos ago. It kind of threw fits, but it never does that. It only did it because it knew I was filming. So there you go. Okay, so we have the base of this thing made. It is ready, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just erase some of this stuff now before I forget, because I know I'm gonna have to take a picture of it for the title card here, and I just feel better knowing this is done with. I don't want to find out that I took a picture of the thing and posted it and found out that my pencil lines were still on there. So let's go ahead and get this thing in the book. Which, I mean, I am so happy to know that this thing is finally set up. This is it. This is the last of the last that I do for a setup. If this is your first planner setting up, I do highly recommend doing a pen test. Like, get one of those notes pages, put it in the back, and like test out your pens so that you could see how they work on the paper. That way you know if it's going to bleed through so you don't ruin one of your layouts. I'm just taking the pen test that I had from last year. I'm just going to put them in this one. I'm not making another one. And okay, so we're back to that other, I guess this is the book tracker. Okay, so we're back to this one again. You can find this at Passion Planner, and oh God, you don't know, like, since Thanksgiving break, I've been wanting to make one of these, and I kept telling myself to wait, to hold out, because you're gonna be making these for the end of the year videos anyways. So instead of just making one to waste, I've been writing down my books on this little half sheet. Just so I could show you the second way of making this. And so bear with me while I fill in the rest of my book tracker here for 2023. Like I said, I've been on a reading binge. I am reading like no tomorrow these. Definitely November and December, it just really picked up. So I'm just gonna quickly try to write these in here. These were fun books too. I think that's why I was able to read through them so fast. I mean, they are cute and adorable and fun, and at the same time, they're action, and it just kind of has a little bit of everything in it. And okay, so, and fortunately for me, they are they're mini series, but at the same time, they're continuous series, because even though there's like 4 to 5 books in a series, that series intertwines with the other series. So it's like all the same characters but different vantage points and different times. Like, you could even be going back like 100 years from what I'm gathering, some of them maybe even like 150. But it's kind of cool to see like how different events led up to other events that you've already previously read about. I don't know, they're addictive. I just keep reading them. So these are good, and I'm just gonna go ahead and write the one in that I'm reading now. It's a 2-book series, guys. I really wanted to have this done by the end of the year. I probably will still have it done by the end of the year. I'm like 60% of the way through this one, but where there's a will, there's a way. So there still might be 2 more stickers going into this reading tracker here, which I guess you still haven't seen it. We're still making the list. Okay, so let's see here. I do, again, color code everything. So for the month of November, we had brown, so they get brown stars. Of course, for the month of December, I like this evergreen color that I figured out how to make with these mild liners. So what I do is you start with this bright blue. And he's the base. So let's see here. Maybe I am faster if I go across. The only thing I have to watch out for is one of these is a 4-star instead of a 5-star. I'm thinking it's because I didn't know the base story. Again, like what she does is it's steampunk fantasy type books, romantic fantasies, steampunk, but she's taking like already known fairy tales and she like mixes them in with that. So like we had Little Red Riding Hood, and oh my god, I accidentally put a 1-star on that one. It's definitely gonna be a 5-star, but I'm not starring that sucker until I read it. But where was I going with this? Okay, so like the first set that I started reading was based off of Little Red Riding Hood. So you had a Little Red Riding Hood character who her job was to track down and chase werewolves. They're like werewolf gangs in like the 1800s England, and yeah, so she deals with that, and then they go around and chase fairies and stuff. Yeah, and then it turned into what did it turn into? So then you went from that to Alice in Wonderland. There's a Beauty and the Beast version. Rapunzel. Okay, that was the last one. The one that I gave a 4-star was for the Ice Queen retelling. And that's what I'm wondering. I'm just wondering if it's because I'm not familiar with the Ice Queen. But here you go, guys. So you actually get to see what the shelves are for. So literally, I just take a screenshot of the book cover. Hey, babies. I take a snapshot of the book cover and I run it through the sprocket, and it creates like a little book sticker. And I mean, yeah, mine are ginormous. You could really do 2 of these on a sheet and you'd be fine. I just like them big because of the writing. Like, I feel like the writing of the book cover gets lost if I make it too small. So, that's what these shelves are for. That's what we were making. And, okay, so like what I was saying here is I know some of yous don't have a sprocket. So what I do is I start every month with just creating like a quick book on here. And again, the months are color coded. So January is dark blue, snow. And I'm gonna draw little lines on these things this time. I'm gonna try to make it look a little bit more bookish. But all I do is I just write the month. You would have seen it when I was flipping through the other one, but I just write the month on here, and that tells me like it's the start of the month, so I could see how many books I've read for that month. But for those of you who don't have a sprocket, you can easily just do like you can make your own book. It could be 2 to 3 lines. Just draw a rectangle since this is gridded paper, and just write the name of the book. You can make them sideways, you can make them standing up, but like that's what you would do is every time you read a book, you would just take the book sticker, plop it in here, and put it on your shelf, and that's it. That's a fun way of doing a reading log there. And again, see, you got to see 2 ways of doing this, so that's cool. And, so thank you again, guys, for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more Plan With Me's.